Welcome back to the Rhody Impact Podcast. I'm your host, Connor Lewis, and today I have the honor of talking to URI quarterback Devin Farrell. Devin, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your background.
My name is Devin Farrell, as Connor said. Thank you for having me here, and thank you for doing this for me. I'm from Stockbridge, Georgia. It's about 20 minutes south of Atlanta, and I grew up with my mom, dad, and my sister. My sister is a year and 6 months older than me. She went to go on and play basketball at Loyola in New Orleans, and she graduated with a computer science degree back in summer of 2024. My mom is from Louisiana. She graduated from Southern University. My dad is from Brooklyn, New York, and he ended up at LSU playing track there. So, family full of athletes. Yeah,
Absolutely.
a little
Big
bit
shoes
about
to
me.
fill, huh?
Yeah, definitely. A little bit about me. I was a normal kid growing up. I played basketball and football since the age of like 3 or 4. I didn't know what I was going to play in college. My first offer was in, I think, my freshman year of high school, and it was for basketball. And my first offer for football didn't come until after my sophomore season. So I was definitely leaning on the basketball side more than the football side in high school. I ended up committing to Virginia Tech my senior year. I was there for a year and a half. And I hit the transfer portal, and I got to Rhode Island in spring of 2023, and I've been here ever since, and I'm loving it so far.
Well, again, thank you for being here. And so let's just jump right in. So tell me about why you're here. What do you want to do to help these kids?
Throughout my life, really, I've always had a mentor. My 5th grade year, I would go to one of the star players in football. I would go to his class every Friday and just hang out with him and learn things from him. And one thing that I learned from him was to keep my grades up, right?
Right.
He had over 40 offers from a lot of FBS programs.
Yeah.
And he ended up having to go the JUCO route because he didn't take school serious early on. So that was one thing I learned from him. My quarterback coach, my personal quarterback coach now, I talk to him almost every week, just trying to gain knowledge, and I check up on him. He checks up on me. Long story short, I've always had a mentor, and I want to give back in that way to kids, especially in this way of giving back is big for me because these kids are, disabled, or they have struggles.
Absolutely.
Right? And
no, you're right.
I think I can help them in a big way.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you want to be a mentor to these kids. You want to show them what it's like to not only be a quarterback like you, but to be a grown up and what you can teach them and what you can give to them. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would it mean to you personally on an individual level to give back to these kids? Like, obviously you talk about what you want to do, but what would it mean to you?
It would mean everything to me because I have a faith in Jesus Christ, and the main thing Jesus did on this earth while he was here was serve. And I think that's the biggest thing I can do to help people to really find fulfillment in this life on earth. And I think through this opportunity, I can serve these kids well.
So if you don't mind me asking a little bit more about your religion, how has that impacted you in order to do this? So obviously you've learned from Jesus. How do you want to transfix that into the world?
Right. I would say he pushes me to do things, like the Holy Spirit enables me to do certain things in this world, like, give back, to serve, to be patient, to be kind, to think about others before myself. And I wasn't like this a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is something that he has done in my life and worked in me. So
is there something that changed, or was it just kind of like a thing that just kind of happened over time?
I think growing up, my mom in particular, she always spoke to, the lunch ladies, the janitors, the people that you often overlook. And she always tried to find a way to give back to people that are closer, or people in the community, whoever it was. She would always speak to people, and I kind of used to be weirded about it when I was younger, because I was just immature, didn't really understand what she was doing and how she was acting. But now, like, I remember my visit up at Rhode Island, I end up talking to a random person because he has a nice car and I want to figure out what he does for a living, right? Like stuff like that. And that's kind of helped me, step out of my comfort zone and go out and try to help people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we recently had DJ Perrin on, the baseball player. I'm sure you've heard about this. And he went out and he had a young man sign his cleats that had cancer. He signed his cleats. Is that something you're interested in? Is it that, or is it a combination of different things?
It's definitely that. I think that's the main thing I want to do. And I want to be a little bit more personable so that one kid I could reach and talk to and, develop a relationship with. So definitely that.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to do to give back to these kids? Do you want to visit these hospitals or what else would you like to do?
I do have some things set up where I am visiting hospitals and YMCAs, high schools, youth programs, stuff like that. So I have some other things that I'm doing. Yeah,
but obviously you'd like more people to reach out to you, and we're going to get this out to as many people as possible, of course. So just one last question, and we'll let you go. I know you're a busy guy. For the people out there that are listening, and they're also athletes in your position, and they want to reach out, but they're not really sure if they should or not, what would you tell them to kind of inspire them to make that next step?
Just go for it. Like, I had a presentation today for Jim McGuinn?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a presentation in his class. Jeff and Jamie were down there.
Yeah, I've heard about this. Okay.
And it was my first time really speaking for over really 10 minutes or maybe even less. It was my first time.
No, yeah.
And I say that to say I'm not fully polished. I don't know everything, and I'm learning. So I would just say to any kid, just go for it. Like, you have nothing to lose. There's only good that can come from it. So
yeah, absolutely. So you're saying just take that leap of faith.
Exactly.
In a way. Okay.
Exactly.
100%. So again, I want to thank you for being here, and anyone that is listening that is interested that can help my guy Devin right here, feel free to reach out. We're gonna have his email in the description of the video. We're gonna have our email in the description of the video if you need to reach out to any of us. Again, Devin, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I want to thank you all for listening, and I've been your host, Connor Lewis, signing off.